Okay, so on this problem, we're looking at finding the value of the different angles. And so we start by knowing that GD is 50. And as I normally do on a problem like this, I'm going to go through and decide what that tells me. And at this point, the things it tells me is that if GD is 50, then that means this angle here is 25, because that's an inscribed angle. Inscribed angles are half of the arcs. Because GH is a diameter, then I know this arc DH is 130, because 180 minus 50 is 130. Also, because that arc is 130, then I can do the inscribed angle to that arc, which would be this one, is 65. And if that's 65, then this angle here is 115. And it looks like for now that tells me most of what I'm going to know from it. I also know that KE and EG are congruent to each other, so those have the same arc. And then KHL is 17, so we know this angle here is 17. If that angle is 17, that means EG is 34, which means this arc is 34. And if those two arcs are both 34, then we can do 180 minus 34 minus 34 to know that that arc is 112. If that arc's 112, we know that the angle down here is the inscribed angle, so half of 112 is 56, so this angle is 56. We also know this angle is 17 because we had this arc 34. Now we can go through and find out the rest by just using some of the things we know about arcs. For instance, we can find out what KFE is because we know that this arc is 34 and this arc is 130, so we subtract those to get 96, divide by 2, gives us this angle to be 48. We can find this angle because it's going to be 50 minus 34, which is 16 divided by 2, which would be 8. We can find this angle because it's going to be, if you extend the chords, these two chords are intercept at angle 112, arc 112, and an arc that is 84, and so you do 1/2 times 112 plus 84. And that becomes 196. When you divide that in 2, it gives you 98. And so that means that this angle is 98 degrees. You could have also found that by taking 65 and 17 and subtracting from 180. If that's 98, then this one is 82. And 98 here, and 82. And then if you want to find out EIM or GID or any of the angles in that, you just do the same thing we just did, which is to subtract, add arcs and divide by 2. So I could do, if I look at, let's do it in red. If I look at this chord and this chord, they make this angle. Well, the two arcs are 34 and 130, so that's 164 divided by 2 is 82, which is the same as what we just had. That's 82 as well, which means this is also 98. Finally, we can do this angle by looking at these two chords, that chord and that chord. And this one's going to be 130 plus, well, not 34, but actually 68, which is 68 plus 130 is 198, so divided by 2 is 99, which means this one here is 81, which fits in with it being 17. So in that way, you can go through and find all of these angles, and it's just a matter of knowing all the different formulas and applying them in all the ways that you can.